Your eyes, you seem like you're such a helper. Exactly what I said was gonna happen. Godly, it happened. We're back from season 2, episode 2, and boy, were we wrong about a lot of stuff.
What are you gonna do?
This show, I swear, they switch it up so much on us. And you said something really interesting. You said, I just don't know. It's like we formulate these theories and we just be so wrong. Everybody just be so wrong. It's just crazy how they doing this. But nevertheless, it was a good show. So let's just do, I guess, like a quick recap and just kind of go through some of the things that we saw. So when the episode starts, of course, it's showing us, the people that are kind of inside of the diner. And a lot is going on inside of this diner.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. This episode was so... You ever just be at a loss for words when something is good and you're just like, I have no notes. I don't...
Yeah, I mean, there was so much going on because the diner had two things going on. First, you have the people that are trying to understand that, hey, there is something going on outside. They don't understand why they've been rushing this diner.
They hear all this screaming.
Yes. And then you also have the relationship thing going on. The relationship triangle. Because, what's her name and her girlfriend?
I don't remember the name. But she was only gone for 6 months. I don't know what made me think that she was gone for
years.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. She was like, you've only been gone and you're not that far and you joined this cult.
2 hours away? She was only 2 hours away?
Yeah, she was like, you joined this cult. So they're trying to reconcile things. And then Kenny is sitting there just kind of like, man, like we had just started making momentum in this relationship. And then here she comes popping up.
I don't think Kenny he didn't look like that. He just looked like, you know what? There's bigger shit going on. Let me get myself together. Your girl probably needs you in the back. You might want to go talk to her. I don't know. But going back to what you said about the cult, okay? Maybe this is a cult and they're having some shared delusion or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know. You see how I'm grasping at straws?
Yeah,
you see how I'm just grasping at throwing spaghetti at the wall? Because I'm just like... What is going on?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. So then you start to hear the people screaming. And because some of the people didn't make it into the diner. And then we have... I don't even know what I want to call this guy. How do you have a hairline so bad but try to be so tough? Like, this dude has like the worst hairline in the world. Got the Eddie Monster hairline. And you over here trying to... So he wants to rush out. And
he wants to be the bad boy.
Yeah, and save people. And they're like, dude, you can't go outside. So then
I would have let his ass outside. Here, go ahead.
Go be a hero.
Go be the hero. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And so he tries to get out. And they stop him. And then somehow he gets his hand.
I don't know why. To me, it's like, why are they stopping people from running away? Goodbye. Because if you got to think about it, it's less people using up resources. And you know what? I can't convince you guys to there were no children in there. So it's kind of like, you know what? Go ahead, guy. But I guess the people are the resource, right? Because
you don't know what people know or what skill set they bring. You might be letting a doctor escape. You might be letting an engineer escape. So I do get the idea of just not allowing people, especially on the first night, to get away. So then he gets, the gun from Kenny. And he's threatening to force Kenny outside, and they kind of handle that situation.
And what did I say?
What?
What did I say? He ain't gonna do shit. That's what I said. He ain't gonna, because he would have did it already.
Yeah.
And then Donna.
He's a lot of talk. And then, we kind of get a flashback of now we're back in the cave or whatever that thing is with Boyd. And exactly what I said was going to happen happened. Exactly what I said was going to happen.
It's one of our theories.
But listen, right. Though, in the last video I said, I guarantee you that man is going to attack Boyd. In word for word, I said Boyd's character is such a helpful, thoughtful kind of a person. And even the dude that had to change him said, your eyes, you seem like you're such a helper. Exactly what I said was going to happen. Golly, it happened.
No, he told her. I mean, he said he saw. I guess he had a tattoo that said.
Because they were in the military together.
Semper Fi or something like that. That's something with like what the
military, the Marines.
Marines, Semper Fi, and he was like, "Oh, I can't. No troll left behind."
So he undoes him. He's using the rock to kind of undo him, and then the guy, while they're having this conversation, he says something really weird to him, in mentioning that Boyd's wife may have been right about that this could all be a dream. And at that moment, I am like, cuz you staring at these chains. I don't even know why.
I gotta go.
Bro, like when you over here saying stuff like that and you know a piece of information you have no idea knowing, bro, you standing in them chains and we having a conversation.
I would have left when that music box started twirling. You know what? There's too much weird shit going on. I gotta go. I'll be back.
And so Boyd undoes him. And then eventually, the man scratches him. And he says something to the effect that, now my blood is in your blood. And exactly what I said was going to happen. I said the man was going to attack Boyd. I said he was. The only thing that kind of got me about the attack, though, I thought dude was going to bite Boyd. And dude just...
I did, too. It was kind of anticlimactic. I was hoping for a whole,
Yeah. I thought he was going to bite him.
Yeah.
So...
He's got some type of parasite just roaming around.
Yeah, roaming around in his body, and we could definitely see that there's something in his blood. But it makes you wonder, who put him there? Why is he there? What was happening to the man there that was in the chains? Was he being transformed into one of the creatures? Because he knew that the town existed. He was talking about Boyd and his wife. So how does this guy know this information and details? And one of the things that I was kind of wondering when he grabbed Boyd and he touched him, he said, now you have my blood. Is he now cured because he infected Boyd or got the parasite out of him and into Boyd? I don't know, because he collapsed. We don't know if he's dead or whatever the case may be. But I was kind of wondering, is the guy, did he kind of pass it on? So then
I kind of think him and the monsters are two separate things going on. Because remember, he told Boyd those monsters and everything, that's just the tip of the spear.
Yep.
So I think this is, I don't know. I think they're two separate things that are going on, but I don't know to what extent. I have no clue.
They completely have us lost as to what's going on.
That's not a good thing. Do not mention that.
No.
Don't say that word.
No,
don't
that ain't what I'm
say that
saying.
word.
I've let it go because episode 2 was so much better than episode 1, so I'm letting that lost thing go. But they really have us wondering every episode what is going on, and it's actually kind of exciting in some ways to not know what's happening. So then it kind of transitions to, is it Tabitha and Victor now? It's Tabitha, right? Mm-hmm. So they're roaming, and they've kind of escaped the tunnel that we know with the monsters, and they don't have enough time to get to the town. But Victor is like, hey, I got a bachelor pass, shawty. So all of a sudden, Victor has this truck, and I guess he's created a kicking spot. Victor has the coolest places.
I'm sorry. People are not asking enough questions of Victor.
They give him no attention.
People are not. He is the key, I think, to all this. And I think this whole situation is his shit. Because do you see how he was looking at Boyd when it was time to go? Yeah. He was giving him the bombastic side eye. The criminal offensive side eye.
Like, what's going on with your arm, cuz? He was
looking at him like, nobody is asking Victor enough questions.
Yeah, and it's so odd because I think that we're going to start to see Victor really emerge as a character in this one. Victor, he played a part in season 1, but in this season, episode 1 and episode 2, he's really in there a lot. He's getting a lot of screen time.
I don't want to talk about it. You gonna talk about it, goddammit.
Yep.
You gonna tell us what is going on.
So then
But you know what? One more thing. Mm-hmm. I think more is gonna come out when him and Jade get in the same room. And Kenny's mom, because they all know that that's him in that picture, and he was a little boy.
Yeah.
Remember Victor?
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to say something. But go ahead.
And then, like you were saying, for Jade is actually starting to understand that Victor knows a lot. So it's finally somebody understands how valuable Victor may be, because from this point, a lot of people have just been treating Victor almost like an afterthought. You know, oh, that's the dude with the peaches and stuff like that. So it's good. So they get in the back of the trailer, and a lot of noise is happening, and it's like, oh shoot, you know what's about to happen. And then Boyd opens up the door, and he comes in, and literally right after Boyd opens up the door,
Elgin pops up.
Elgin pops up out of nowhere, and initially they're like, who is this dude? Because none of them know that the bus has arrived yet.
And I forgot that watching them, like, why are they not letting him in? And I forgot neither one of these three people know that there's a bus with 20, 30 people that just pulled up to the town.
Exactly. So they all shelter in place in there. And then it kind of transitions to the collapsed house, right? And we all knew that it was going to be interesting to see if they survive the night. And this is what shocked the heck out of me. Shocked me. So it's three people trapped under there. We got the bartender. We got the husband. What's his name? We got Jim. Jim. We got Jim. And then we have this new cat. And the new cat is in a very dire situation. He's bleeding out. The thing is like kind of compressed against his chest. He wakes up and they're trying to calm him. Calm down, bro. We got to be quiet. We got to be quiet. And all while a lot of they're hearing the screaming and the killing going on because some people didn't make it into the diner and stuff like that. And they finally kind of get him to calm down, and then he eventually dies.
I mean, not natural causes, but like, if I were to go, I guess that's the better way to go compared to how you could go.
Yeah.
Or how our friend went.
And so he dies. And they get us with a great scare. That was like a great scare when the bartender gets got. And I'm sad.
There goes my theory. There goes my theory about the ops. And he was a cool character. And it's like, dang, man. I felt the same way when the priest died, getting murdered. It's kind of like, no.
And we for the longest, we had a theory that the bartender was an undercover operative. Basically, his job was to spy on people.
Right.
And we felt that way for a couple of different reasons, because he always seemed so disinterested. But then the thing about it was he had the bar. So he was the bartender, and everybody came to the bar to tell their get drunk, tell their secrets. And we all know that bartenders, similar to like therapists and barbers, they're like therapists, because when you get in a haircut, you talking about all kind of stuff. Yeah, my wife getting on my nerves and blah blah blah. Bartender.
Hold up, why is that the first thing that you bring up? Like, really?
Whatever. No, you get the point. So we always felt that the bartender was a spy, and dang, they blew us out the water when they killed him.
And he went so bad, and Jim's just laying there listening.
Had to listen to his homeboy get killed.
Oh my god, this is. And I guess I'm thinking like, how did they? And I guess it came up through the hole.
Yeah,
in the ground.
Because that is very interesting. Because if the helper
they didn't know that that's where they live, underground.
Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe he climbed up through the thing, because how did they even get under there? If the rescuers couldn't squeeze under there, how is it that the monster can get under there? You know.
But that's where they, Tabitha and Victor were, and that's where they, I guess, what Victor said, where they sleep or power down or whatever.
Yeah.
And they didn't know that. They don't know that they're down there. Yep. I mean, man, R.I.P. to the bartender. That was really messed up.
That really kind of killed our theory. So he's dead, and there's like a kind of a recurring thing where we're kind of starting to see people from last season starting to break down, right? So Fatima, she has like a mental breakdown in the diner, where she's like flicking off the monster. She's opening the door, yelling at people, come in, and literally the monsters get as close to you and I are together and almost kill her. And that was so surprising to me because she's been there for a while. She knows the routine. And for her to put herself in such harm's way, but not only herself, but the diner. Because if they don't get that door closed, they get in through the diner and now they get access to everybody. But I'm wondering, and I'm trying to think what did I compare that to, her change? And like how she was I compared it to something before we started filming. God, I hope it comes back to me because I felt like it was a good comparison.
But she kind of did the same thing last season.
What you mean?
Remember when they were trapped between the door and the...
But that was because she stepped up because everybody was running out of Colony. I remember what you're talking about when they all ran out of Colony House. But in this one, she like opened the door and she was trying to call people in and stuff like that. But I guess what I'm saying is it's interesting to see how people are starting to break down. And I think that that's going to be a really big recurring thing because the other thing was we never trusted Fatima. We never trusted her. We didn't like the fact that we felt she was grooming Jade's daughter. Not Jade, Jim's daughter. You know, and even as I was seeing how their relationship was growing, I was like, man, that little girl is starting to like her, like on a sexual level. And then the episode we saw her get embarrassed when I think she asked her, could she give her a kiss or something like that? And she was like, oh, you're too young or whatever. But we always thought that she had a shady past. And we feel that there's people within the different communities that don't want to leave. Like we've said it so many times before that to some people, this place may be bliss. You're smoking your weed, you're having your sex, you got the talisman, so you're relatively safe. You don't pay bills. It's, you know.
And if you have something like a bar or a diner to run, or like there's more to life than, you know.
You got purpose.
What's going on at the Colony House? So you got all that, none of those worries, but a purpose. I guess that's a good an equation for a happy life.
Yeah, and now, in my opinion, I'm starting to see a shift. I think we've seen a monumental shift in her in that I think she does want to leave now. Because before, she seemed like she was pretty damn content to be there. Especially to the point where we even theorize that there's going to be people that try to sabotage things.
I think that with the coming of this bus of people, I kind of feel like things are about to go downhill in Fromville. Bars. Bars.
Down in Fromville, yeah.
Downhill in Fromville.
Yeah. So the episode kind of comes to a conclusion when we see the crew that was in the truck. It's daylight. They open up the truck, the back of the truck, and they've made it out safe. They start to make their way back to the town. We see the diner people open up the doors and immediately go run and go check on everybody that was in the collapsed house. And we see the bartender. He's been completely torn up.
People on the bus are completely torn up.
And then there's a moment where it looked like Jim was dead too, because they were calling out to him and he didn't respond, which was good pacing to make us wonder. Mm-hmm. That 10 seconds, you kind of on the edge of your seat, like, oh my God, is there going to be another character that we've come to know since last season dead? And then he kind of calls out, and then the entire town rushes over to take care of him and try to get him out. And the bus driver goes on the bus and she sees the people have been murdered as well.
So now they know.
So now they understand why they wanted him there. So really good episode.
Really good episode.
Really, to me, picked up a lot where episode 1 kind of had me worried. And once again, when it comes to these theories and stuff, we've only watched episode 1 time. We will do another video throughout the week after we've watched it multiple times. We might even have Derek on. We talk to our friends and we kind of re-theorize. But when you watch it that initial time, I like to just give that initial reaction. I don't want to give a scripted thing like, oh, I've watched it 10 times and then come out with a video. But our theories just keep getting.
At this point, I think it's safe to say that you probably shouldn't have any theories at this point. Yeah, I just, again, RIP to the bartender and bus boy. It was good to see the Joker, or Mr. Smiley, as some people say. Finally, he popped up, and I was like, oh, there he is. I call him creepy cuz.
But I have a lot of questions. Since it's going to be so hard to come up with theories, how about we just maybe go through a list of questions we have. So some of the questions that I have, for example, is who was that dude that was chained up? Why was he chained up? Why does he know information about Jim's wife? Why does he know that she thought that this was all a dream? And whatever was happening to his body, who made that happen to him? Because the monsters don't seem like they're all that interested in taking prisoners. We haven't seen them engage in that kind of behavior. They eat people, they kill people. So that leads us to wonder, who is that guy, right? But then we also got to wonder, who the hell threw that rope?
Where the hell is Sarah?
I was just about to say that. They literally went an entire episode and she is not there. It's
2 episodes.
She wasn't in the first one?
No.
Wait a minute. Was she not in the first one?
No, she wasn't in the first one.
Wow. You're right. I think you are right. So lots of questions, man. Like so many questions. And I think that they did something interesting with the show where they made Elgin and Boyd meet. And like I said, there's that kid Elgin's gonna play a really big part. I don't know what it's gonna be, but he seems like he has a connection. We don't know how. So we got a couple people with connections. Victor has knowledge, know-how, and connections to this place. Jim's son has these connections. He could see the little boy in white. Him and Victor are on the same page. They're vibing.
Right.
Now we got Elgin, who's come on, and he has, it seems like, some knowledge or some perspective of things to come. Man, this episode,
it was so much, but it was just so entertaining. One of my things that I'm predicting for next episode is that they're going to have to take an inventory of people's skills, and also on top of explaining what's going on, like the tree was a huge thing inside the diner. Like, how did you know about the tree? Did you guys? Because these people think that, or at least messed up hairline dude, I don't know his name, at least he thinks that they put the tree there. And then of course the Katie's girlfriend thinks that she's joined a cult. So I think there's going to be not only a separation like the colony house and the town, but I think there's just going to be a separation of bus people and then the original Fromville people. And I think that's going to cause some friction outside of, what other things are going on. So.
No, I could definitely see something like that because I do think that there's going to be, like you were saying, a lot of challenges. Everybody's getting more stressed. And when people get stressed, they think irrationally, right? And this is the kind of place where you cannot be irrational.
Because everybody's been pretty rational. I mean,
for the most part.
Granted,
except the boy to open a window at the colony house. But other than that, people have been pretty sane and pretty rational. Which is one of the reasons why I think they put...
From what we've seen, the guy didn't nail down his windows and the kid and his wife got eaten. And I mean, but overall, everybody has seemed pretty even keeled.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, a really good episode. So probably midweek we will upload another video where we kind of watch this episode some more, talk with a couple of our friends, kind of get their perspectives and kind of see how things are going. But this was definitely one of From's episodes where I feel like you're gonna have to watch this 2, 3, 4 times to catch everything. Like even when we were watching it, I was like, dang, like I gotta process that, but you don't have time to process it because you're watching it and you don't want to miss what just came up next. So I really enjoyed the episode. From is really back on it. What are you guys thinking? What shocked y'all about this particular episode? What are you feeling most? You know what I'm saying? What are y'all theories? You guys, with some of the people that leave the comments, you guys are inspiring with the ideas and stuff that you guys come up with. What are you guys' thoughts about what is going on with this show? Because literally,
I have no idea.
I have no idea, and really just going along for the ride. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, and we appreciate you guys for checking in. And we'll probably see you guys midweek.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Bye.
Peace.